Have you ever wondered why so many dishonest people seem to succeed while good people struggle? It seems unfair to see people who cheat, lie, and exploit others gain wealth and status, while those who strive to live with integrity suffer and deprive themselves. This can make us wonder, doesn't God see? Why does He allow evil people to live in luxury while the righteous suffer? Is it worth doing the right thing? If you have ever felt this anguish, know that you are not alone. This is not a modern question. Since biblical times, great servants of God have also asked themselves these same questions. David, in his Psalms, lamented seeing the wicked prosper. Job, even though he was a man of integrity, suffered intensely and questioned God's justice. The prophet Jeremiah cried out to God, asking why those who reject the Lord live so comfortably. In other words, this is a real, old, and legitimate concern. But the good news is that the Bible does not ignore this issue. God gives us a clear answer about why the wicked prosper and what their end will be. If you have ever doubted whether it is worth remaining faithful to God, if you have ever felt that evil seems to win, get ready. What you are about to hear may completely change your view of life, justice, and God's purpose. If you think that God is silent while the wicked prosper, the truth is that He has already given us an answer about this. The Bible not only acknowledges this issue, but also shows us why this happens and how we should respond. Many times, what seems to be a blessing in the lives of the wicked can, in fact, be a trap. The prosperity of the wicked does not mean that God approves of them. Their success is temporary and may hide an even greater judgment. What seems to be an advantage now may just be a test, a final call to repentance. The problem is that when we only look at the present, we don't see the whole picture. But God sees from beginning to end, and nothing is beyond His control. That's why we need to look at life with an eternal perspective. The question is not, why do the wicked prosper now? But rather, what will be their end? Let's delve into the scriptures and understand the truth behind the seeming prosperity of the wicked. Because what seems like a great triumph today may turn out to be the greatest defeat tomorrow. The feeling of injustice in the face of the success of the wicked is nothing new. Since ancient times, God's servants have wondered why those who do evil seem to have better luck in life. Asaph himself, one of the psalmists, shares this same anguish in Psalm 73. He was a man of God, a Levite who served in the temple, but he confessed that he almost lost his faith when he saw the wicked prosper. As for me, my feet had almost stumbled, I had almost slipped. For I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Psalm 73 verses 2-3. How many times have we ourselves thought this way? We look around and see corrupt, dishonest, and godless people living in luxury with a seemingly easy and carefree life. Meanwhile, those who strive to live righteously face difficulties, struggles, and injustices. This can lead us to question whether it is really worth following God. It was precisely this doubt that almost caused Asaph to stumble in his faith. The wicked seem to live without problems. They appear strong, healthy, confident, and without worries. However, this apparent happiness is deceptive. Asaph realized this when he said, "Surely it was in vain to keep one's heart pure and to wash one's hands in innocence." Psalm 73 verse 13. He came to the point of asking himself, is it worth doing what is right? Does God really reward the righteous? Am I wasting my time trying to be faithful? The truth is that many have had these same questions. If you have felt this way, don't blame yourself. The Bible itself recognizes this struggle and gives us the answer to this dilemma. Because the issue is not what happens in the present, but what will happen in the future. What Asaph discovered completely changed his outlook. And this discovery can change yours too. The change in Asaph's perspective happened when he stopped looking only at the reality around him and turned his attention to God. Until I went into the sanctuary of God, and then I understood their end. Psalm 73 verse 17. It was at that moment that he realized a powerful truth: the prosperity of the wicked is fleeting. While he was focused only on the present, Asaph saw the wicked prosper and the righteous suffer. But when he saw God, his perspective changed. He realized that we should not measure life solely by the present, but rather by our ultimate destiny. The success of the wicked may seem solid and enviable, but it is only an illusion. They appear to be secure, but their security is fragile. They appear to be happy, but their happiness is superficial. They seem untouchable, but one day they will face the consequences of their actions. The Bible teaches us that God's justice never fails. It may seem that the wicked are winning now, but their days are numbered. God sees everything. He is patient, but he is also just. And at the right time, each person will reap exactly what they have sown. Many people believe that money is synonymous with security. With money, they can buy comfort, avoid hardships, and even control part of their lives. It seems that those who have wealth have fewer worries and live more easily. But this security is just an illusion. The Bible teaches us that earthly wealth is fleeting and incapable of guaranteeing peace, happiness, or salvation. Wealth is worthless in the day of God's wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Proverbs 11 verse 4. In other words, no amount of money can save someone from God's judgment. And one of the most powerful examples of this is in the parable of the rich fool. Then I will say to myself, you have plenty of goods stored up for many years. Take it easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, you fool, this night your soul will be required of you, and whose will those things be that you have prepared for me? Luke 12 verses 19 to 20. This parable tells the story of an extremely wealthy man who believed that his money would guarantee his security and happiness. He thought, I have plenty of money. I can relax and enjoy life. I am in control of my future. But he failed to realize the most important truth. No wealth can prolong life or guarantee what comes after death. That very night, God asked for his soul, and everything he had accumulated was worthless. What does this story teach us? Wealth does not mean security. Money cannot buy more time to live. The true value of life is not in material possessions, but in our relationship with God. If all we have is money, we truly have nothing. The greatest wealth is not what is in the bank, but what is in our hearts. And those who trust in money as their refuge will one day realize that they were building their lives on sand. If there is a clear example of someone who had everything this world can offer, and yet realized that none of it was enough, that person was Solomon. Solomon was the richest and wisest man in history. He had money, fame, power, women, knowledge, and unlimited pleasures. If wealth could satisfy the human heart, Solomon would have been the happiest man on earth. But what was his conclusion after experiencing it all? All is futile, a chasing after wind. There is no real profit under the sun. Ecclesiastes 2 verse 11. Solomon realized that without God, everything the world offers is empty. Money does not fill the heart. Success does not bring true peace. Pleasure is fleeting and never completely satisfies. Power cannot prevent death. So what is the true value of life? Solomon answers at the end of the book of Ecclesiastes. Now that everything has been heard, here is the conclusion. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the essential thing for man. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13. What really matters is not what we accumulate on this earth, but what we build for eternity. The wicked believe that their wealth makes them invincible. They think that money can buy everything, that they are in control, that they will never fall. But the Bible warns us, wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Proverbs 11 verse 4. This means that on the day of judgment, all the money we have accumulated will be worthless. What will really matter? It will not be the bank balance, but the condition of the soul. What frees us from evil is not money, but righteousness and faithfulness to God. True security is not in material possessions, but in the presence of God in our lives. Wealth can give comfort for a time, but only God can give eternal peace. If we place our hope in money, one day we will see that it was all an illusion. But if our trust is in God, we will have something that all the gold in the world cannot buy, eternal life with the Creator. If there is a clear example of someone who had everything this world can offer, and yet realized that none of it was enough, that someone was Solomon. Solomon was the richest and wisest man in history. He had money, fame, power, women, knowledge, and unlimited pleasures. If wealth could satisfy the human heart, Solomon would have been the happiest man on earth. But what was his conclusion after having experienced it all? Everything is futile, a chasing after wind. There is no profit under the sun. Ecclesiastes 2 verse 11. Solomon realized that without God, everything the world offers is empty. Money does not fill the heart. Success does not bring true peace. Pleasure is fleeting and never completely satisfies. Power cannot prevent death. But God works in a different time frame than we do. He sees beyond the present moment and is preparing something much greater. The judgment of the wicked may not happen immediately, but it is inevitable. They may enjoy a false sense of security now, but one day they will have to face divine justice. In the meantime, the righteous are called to trust and stand firm. True success is not found in what the world values, but in what God rewards. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be moved but endures forever. Psalm 125 verse 1. So what is true wealth? It is the peace of knowing that your life is in God's hands. It is the assurance that your future depends not on riches, but on divine grace. It is the confidence that even if things seem unfair now, God has already written the final outcome. This is the promise to those who choose to live faithfully, even when the world seems to reward those who do wrong. And this story is not over yet. In part 2, we will delve deeper into this issue and understand how we should live while we wait for God's justice. Don't miss it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be notified when the next video comes out. Like the video so that this message can reach more people. May God bless you, and until next time.